What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Kind of Funny Screencast. As always, I'm Tim Gettys, joined by the big dog, Kevin Coelho.
Hello.
Sad boy himself, Barrett Courtney.
Yo, yo, yo.
And GameSpot Universe's own Chastity Vicencio. I always want to clap for you. I like Chastity deserves everybody. Come on, let's go. Let's go. How are you doing, Chastity?
Thank you. I am tired. Like it's taken a toll on me covering Mando, because we have to like stay up and write all of these articles and news breakouts and Easter egg galleries till like 2 a.m.
Dude, it'd be really cool if it came out
doing
early,
the
you know?
VO in the morning. It would be great if they
Yeah,
said
it would be great at
please
9
send
p.m.
screeners.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was a
That would be
struggle to stay up
perfect.
last night. This was like, for me, just like a really long week for some reason. It just really hit me yesterday. And it was like 10. And I was like, I don't know if I can stay up. I don't know. And like, I had to like find things to make myself stay up.
I've made the decision to, and this is hard for me because of who I am, but to not watch it at midnight, but to wake up early to watch it. The main reason being the audio mix is pretty good in this show. And I'm like, I don't want to have to watch it all quiet at midnight in here. I want to watch it louder. And in the morning, I feel a little less obnoxious doing that. And also, it's not that bad.
What time do you get up?
I've been waking up just pretty, especially now that I don't need to shower in the morning. It's fantastic. I need to enjoy this for as long as I can.
I mean, you should still shower, Tim.
But now I can just shower after being on camera, and it's okay. No one knows the difference, you know.
Okay.
I've been having nice little midday showers.
I can smell you through the camera.
Yeah, exactly. But I'll be waking up at 8:30. We go to get some Starbucks. Come back. Me and G watching some Mando, drinking some Starbucks. It's a good old time. Then prep this show.
That's a nice
do
Friday
the show with you, beautiful bastards. Man, what a fun time. And this show is a show you can watch live on twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames, or you could watch it later on youtube.com/kindoffunny or roosterteeth.com if you want to listen to it. Search for Kind of Funny Screencast on your favorite podcast service. If you want to get the show ad-free, you can go to patreon.com/kindoffunny, just like Jeremy Zuccarello, James Davis, Andrew Meisner, and Simply Sassy. Thank all of you for all of your support and helping make this show happen. And also shout out to Honey, Manscaped, and HBO Max. All of you are fantastic sponsors that we will talk about later. But for now, let's get into the news. Right before we started this, there was like 2 breaking news elements that are perfect for this show. The first one from HBO PR on Twitter. HBO gives series order to The Last of Us. We've heard the show was in the process of being worked on. We knew that Neil Druckmann was set to write and executive produce alongside Craig Mazin, which is the writer producer of Chernobyl on HBO, and it is now been given a series order. It's going to be executive produced by Naughty Dog and PlayStation Productions, which is very exciting stuff, and they're going full on into it. This is awesome.
So I never watched Chernobyl, but in my head, it is as dark and dreary as the universe of The Last of Us. Am I right in thinking that?
You are definitely right.
So he seems like a good fit for a showrunner, right?
Yeah. Sorry, yes. Chastity, what were you saying?
It's depressing as hell, but it's so well crafted. It's and it's hard to binge. You kind of need space between episodes. Like, I wouldn't recommend sitting all the way through that thing. Okay. But it's so well done. I would highly recommend watching it, but not if you're in a bad headspace.
Yeah, it was one of those shows that Gio was watching, and every once in a while I just kind of like catch it on from just the side, and it definitely was like, damn. There was never a moment of that I'm like, this seems fun. It was always like, this is so sad. Kev, did you watch it?
I watched like the first 2 episodes, and I do intend to get back to it. It's just one of those things that like, I think it was a little too like upsetting for Paula, and she didn't want to keep watching. So at some point I'll jump back in, because it's messed up, but it's also like based off like real events.
So yeah, that's like even more fucked up.
Yeah.
But taking that, adding Neil Druckmann and adding just HBO as a whole, like this is kind of the best setup for a potential successful video game, screen adaptation that we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Right?
That's the key word, potential. It's like, look at all of this damn potential.
I just don't think that, like, I don't know. I'm so tired of them trying to, like, adapt video games. It's like, why can't they just be video games? You know what I mean? HBO could do a good job. Probably. I'm sure it'll be fun. or not fun, but like I'm sure it'd be compelling to watch. But like it's always going to be compared to the game, and the game, who knows? Maybe they can spend more time on it. I don't know how long
I think that the Last
game
of Us
is like roughly like 12 to 15 hours.
The first one. The second one's closer to 30. Like, it, without spoilers, it very clearly, if they were adapting the storyline of the games, which I don't think they're going to do entirely, I think it's going to be loosely based on, but it very clearly, you see a season 1, 2, and 3 from Last of Us 1 and 2. Like, it'd work out real well.
They have like seasons in the first movie too, right? Like where the seasons change. Yeah, and it's like, I don't know. Maybe 2 of them can be adapted for 1 season of a show, or maybe
like they could like put some like more meat into those stories and like spend more time.
Yes, that's what
except for Summer. Summer was way too long. Way too long.
But I disagree with you in the sense of the stop adapting video games thing, where it's like I feel that about Uncharted to a certain extent, but I feel like with this, it's like kind of because it is so serious and because there actually is like a lot of like really deep character moments and stuff, they can nail this in a movie form that kind of taking the video game elements out of The Last of Us, there's still something good there. Whereas taking the video game elements out of Uncharted, it's kind of like, all right,
this is just a shitty Indiana Jones, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah. Except Uncharted 4, I would say has its own legs to stand on. The first 3 games, absolutely.
I ain't trying to shit on the fun of it. I mean, hey, I'm a Fast and Furious guy. You know what I mean? Like I'm still semi-excited about seeing what that movie ends up being, but I'm really excited about this, and I think that they're going to do something dope. But anyways, I'm happy that it's officially a series, and like we can start moving forward on it because I want this sooner than later. Definitely want some more stuff on HBO. And then total shift here to Deadpool 3 has some talks. This is an exclusive coming from Deadline as Disney.
Deadpool.
I know. As Disney continues to figure out what to do with Fox properties they acquired in the merger, one of the biggest IPs, Deadpool, looks to be gaining momentum. Sources tell Deadline that Wendy Molyneux and Lizzie Molyneux Logan to write Deadpool 3 with Reynolds set to reprise his role as the wisecracking superhero. These are the people behind Bob's Burgers.
Hell yes, dude. I think they would be so weirdly perfect for Deadpool. I love Bob's Burgers. This is Bob's Burgers household. Our dog is named after one of the characters. They've got such a specific awkward type of humor that I think that could translate really interestingly into Deadpool. And I think they could just naturally do the classic Deadpool stuff and just run with it. That makes me super excited for Deadpool 3.
Kev, I'm sending assets a tweet for you to bring
Send
up.
assets that tweet. I'll open it up.
But the writer meetings have been taking place over the past month, with Reynolds recently meeting with a handful of writers to hear their pitch for the next installment. In the end, the studio and Reynolds saw the sisters take as the perfect fit for what they wanted. The film's still in early development, but the hiring of the sisters does mark the first major step in getting the next Deadpool film into production. So that's another thing, is like this movie's not even officially announced yet. So we'll see. I'm so interested in what they do with it because, I mean, obviously there's the weird cross universe situation going on of how they get Deadpool into the MCU. There's not a character that is easier to do it with, right? Like they could totally have fun with this and take it seriously and like have him cross over, or just have it be like a parody type movie that's just making fun of how ridiculous.
Or he just like in the like explanation, like in the weird like movie making explanation that they could do with Deadpool is just like he's moving from one cinematic universe to the other. And like I think they could do some really funny things with that.
I mean, I don't think they even have to like
fully acknowledge it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like with this whole breaking the fourth wall thing, it literally just be like, oh, "That's right, I'm in this universe now, the good one," and just runs off or something.
Yeah, I mean, it could be awesome. I just wonder if it's going to air more on the joke side of stuff, and that it always commits to that, or if it's going to like try to do that, but then also have serious things happen. Like, and by serious, I mean consequential to the MCU.
The actual like MCU universe. Can you imagine how cool it'll be when like there is X-Men in the MCU and like he's talking to the new Wolverine or the new Colossus and being like, you know, I liked my version better, but there were other like 3 other ones that sucked.
Yeah. I mean, it is interesting because we're in this world now that, you know, post Endgame, post Far From Home, and then with the slate we have, like multiverses are going to be a thing that are taken seriously. in the universe. So adding Deadpool and there being other Colossus could be, a little bit less tongue in cheek, or I guess more tongue in cheek and less joke, but we'll see. I'm excited. I hope
there are no set rules to this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there are no set rules to this. Like it's from comics, and comics themselves are constantly changing origin stories and going back and forth on things. So it's totally fine regardless of what they do. I just feel like I think I'm remembering this correctly, but I feel like Deadpool 1 had a tighter script than Deadpool 2. So whoever takes on Deadpool 3, I just want a nice, cleanly, constructed linear script that isn't just all over the place. Even though I had fun watching.
I do feel the streamlined budget and the way Deadpool 1 was made, I feel like helped a lot with that. Not that they had a much bigger budget for Deadpool 2, but I feel like there was a lot more excitement and they could feel like they could do more. Yeah. But
my one thing I hope is that the third film knows how to write things for it to be a little more lasting, because when y'all were doing X-Men in review, I remember going back and rewatching Deadpool 1 and even Deadpool 2. I think I rewatched, and on second viewing I don't think they're as fun, because I think a lot of the script and writing is based off of
current stuff,
kind of surprising you with the crazy shit that they the crazy jokes and stuff. So for me it is never as enjoyable on the further rewatches. So I don't really know how you'd fix that for me. I know that's just more of a personal thing, but I don't know.
Yeah, because I loved them. I even rewatched them.
I love them on the first viewing, and this might just be a thing for Deadpool and this type of humor for me, where it's it's always great the first time, because it's always not knowing what's coming next. Just not having that element, I think kind of weakens things and kind of lets itself be analyzed a little more, where you start to pull back the curtain and stuff.
Yeah, I'm interested in the rated R thing, though. Even if it goes under Marvel, does it go under Marvel Studios? Is it a Marvel Studios, Fox Studios collaboration? It's clearly going to be out of the X-Men universe. They'll joke about it and all that stuff. But, I wonder if Disney's going to actually have a Marvel Studios R-rated division, Marvel Knights or something. I don't know. But
I don't think that, I don't think there's any need for that, right?
I think just from the Disney Plus side of things.
But, I mean, you think... I think that's one of those things where there's too few things in that category right now to create a category.
Always build it.
I mean, right now they don't exist.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. Let's say that we get Deadpool 3 and it's the first rated R MCU movie, right? God, that sounds so crazy. But I feel like that's the kind of thing that would go on Disney Plus and maybe have a pop-up that happens before you start it. It's hey, this is for adult. Yeah.
That's everything. I'm with you. That's an ideal world. Disney's not shown any push into doing that.
Yeah, in fact, they've edited videos, right? I mean, we had the mermaid video,
the mermaid hair,
Splash,
covering the butt.
Yeah.
So it's if they're not right now, they're not going to have rated R stuff. It's you say there's so few things. It's but now they have Daredevil, they have Punisher, they have Ghost Rider, they have all this stuff that they could go back to the well. Another take on Logan, all that stuff. So,
and that is stuff they do have Hulu, and I think I forget if they specifically said this in the past, but if they want to do more adult content, I think that'll exist on Hulu. I think they want to keep Disney Plus family oriented.
Yeah. So they have Hellstrom on
Hellstrom
on Hulu, because it is more that way. But Hulu's not available everywhere. So that's the key thing, where I don't see them putting Marvel Studios resources into making content that they're not going to maximize their profits on.
Also, Hellstrom or whatever, that's not MCU proper, right? That's more of the side stuff. And I feel if there's a Deadpool 3, it's going to go MCU proper. And if it's MCU proper, that's something they want to keep there. That will bring up numbers. And Disney Plus is a thing where it's I'm sure it's succeeding, but it can always be succeeding more,
Yeah, totally. So we'll see. I hope they get rated R stuff at some point. But I'm not feeling too hopeful about that at the current time. But what I am hopeful about is a lot of updates from last week that we were talking about theaters and release schedules. There's been a lot of updates. Last week we talked about Wonder Woman potential, like what might happen with it. And now we know audiences will get to see Wonder Woman 1984 on Christmas Day. After all, after much speculation, Warner Brothers announced that the superhero sequel will debut on HBO Max December 25th, the same day it'll open in U.S. movie theaters. Internationally, where HBO Max is not available, Wonder Woman 1984 will premiere in cinemas 1 week earlier on December 16th. The film will stream on HBO Max for a month at no additional cost to subscribers. Whoa. And then it's off.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and it'll be back eventually, but then it's going to go to be able to be SVOD, like just bought somewhere else.
That's pretty rad.
Kind of. So the time has come, the director wrote on Twitter. I'll explain in a second. At some point, you have to choose to share any love and joy you have to give over something else, over everything else. We love our movie as much as we love our fans. So we truly, let me formatting of this word. We truly hope that our film brings a little bit of joy and reprieve to all of you this holiday season. She urged fans to seek out the movie where they feel is safest. Watch it in theaters where it's made safe to do so. Check out the great work theaters have done to make it so. And available in the safety of your home on HBO Max where it is not. Happy holidays to you all. We hope you enjoy our film as much as we enjoyed making it. So Kev, going back to what you're saying.
Yeah.
To me, this is one of those situations where it's on HBO Max, which HBO Max, fantastic platform, fantastic library, a lot of issues. Barrett, one issue I know you have is it's not available on Roku, right? Not available in certain places. Good
I have
news
like
for
no
you.
devices except like my computer that can play HBO Max in my house right now.
Chromecast.
Another story that we have today is there's good news that the talks are supposedly finalized, and supposedly they've come to a deal that as soon as 2 weeks from now, it'll be on Roku. But we'll see.
Ooh, that's cool.
Fucking
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
That's potentially exciting.
Yes, it is potentially exciting. But the bigger problem for me, Kev, is HBO Max does not have 4K.
I know.
It does not have HDR.
Right.
That's why I said I forgot. Like Paris Snyder
sucks.
tweets about it all the time. Of like, it's got like good content, but the fact that they are only a 1080 streaming is just ridiculous.
That
like,
really is a bummer. That's like
now again. Potential good news. They have said that like they see this as a priority and they see this as something that they want to fix and are going to fix. However, they have been saying that for months now, and we haven't seen any change. So I'm hoping that this happens before December 25th because Wonder Woman 1984 looks like an HDR dream.
Yeah,
and
colors.
So I'm bummed about this like weird month thing because we can't even buy it. Otherwise, we can't buy the streaming version. We can't buy the 4K Blu-ray. I'm like, this is not fun for me. But
but here's the thing, Tim. We are getting it sooner than I feel like I was expecting, at least, because I thought they were gonna hold this until the fucking grave of trying to like make it theater release only. So
yeah, that's
we still got that.
That's
Tim.
true. No, we are getting it, but we're getting a 1080p version, and like. I know that I'm being a nitpicky bastard here, but it's like legit. I miss movies, and I want to watch new movies as they're new movies. You know what I mean? I feel like this is kind of like a
possible
quality possible, and I feel like I want the highest quality possible. I'm just asking for standard here. You know, like I don't think
4K
it's too much
is
to
the
ask
new
for.
standard
On streaming for new content. Absolutely,
Yeah, absolutely.
Look at every other platform. Mandalorian's 4K, right?
4K is like the normalized like a TV you got to buy now. You know, like I feel like it's more rare to like want to pick up a 1080 at this point.
I feel like that is one thing Disney Plus did like just nailed was the, like
right out the gate.
The high quality, beautiful audio stuff. Good for them.
Well, and video, like they offer all the HDR stuff. There is the problem of a lot of their apps are not up to par though. The PS4 and 5 don't have Dolby Vision now, which is like
but that's
truly baffling.
That's not their fault. That's a Sony thing, right?
I mean, it's them working together.
Yeah.
But
well, like
at the end of the
Sony,
day, Disney Plus's app doesn't have it. So it's like, it's annoying shit. Like, why is HBO Max not on Roku? You know, like it's just
I hope it comes
minor inconveniences that add up.
I hope it also comes to WebOS because that's what I have now is the LG.
Oh.
Yeah, I imagine
HBO Max is not on there yet?
No.
Wild.
It's really fucking dumb.
It really is dumb.
Again, it's a great app that has a lot of good content, but the way they launched felt so bare minimum.
Yeah. John Bob Stabs in the chat says, I feel like maybe 50% of normal people have 4K TVs. That's all well and good. I'm not saying that everyone, the majority has that. What I am saying is that the majority of content creators are putting their stuff out at 4K. So when we're comparing HBO Max's release of the biggest tentpole movie so far being released on streaming, and it's 1080p when everyone else is doing their stuff in 4K HDR, it's like that is a problem for everyone, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see how this goes. I'm holding out hope, and I do believe that they won't fuck this up. But that's just me being glass half full about this. Then moving on to the Disney side of things, about Disney's theater plans, another Deadline exclusive here. No final decision has been made, but Deadline hears that the uncertainty of the future theatrical marketplace has Disney looking at launching a number of its upcoming tentpole family films on Disney Plus instead of the theatrical release that was envisioned when the films were developed and greenlit. At this point, this is a pretty interesting thing, guys. The films being discussed to make the pivot are not the ones that you'd expect necessarily.
Oh,
Cruella.
Boy.
Oh Lord.
The live action reimagining of the animated classic that stars
Dude, that
Emma
was
Stone.
a Disney Plus direct movie anyway. Like, what? Who the fuck cares?
All we've seen of that is that like one image, right? Like, of Emma
Yeah,
Stone
and it's just
Yeah,
ugh.
that's it.
It's a cool image though.
Is it?
Of Emma Stone with the dual hair.
She'll do a good job, but
She'll do well with
I'm
what
not
she's
super
given,
excited.
which I don't know if
Yes.
she's gonna really be given anything.
The Robert Zemeckis directed Pinocchio that has Tom Hanks starring, which I didn't even know was a thing.
Tom Hanks. Is
Tom
he-
Hanks is in
I
it. It's got
heard
potential.
that headline once and then just completely forgot it. But cool.
Who's Tom Hanks going to be in that? You think he's what's his face, or
Geppetto?
he's Jiminy Cricket?
Geppetto.
I think Geppetto. The David Lowery directed film Peter Pan and Wendy that stars Grownish star Yara Shahidi set to play Tinkerbell, which again, didn't know about. The Marvel film Black Widow with Scarlett Johansson is not being contemplated for a streaming debut. Deadline hears. So we'll see. Last week we talked about the Disney investor meetings, and we know I think it's December 10th that's happening. We'll get the actual confirmed things then. Right now, this is all just like rumors and scuttlebutt. But I don't like that we're hearing the Black Widow's not part of this. You know?
Yeah, is this after they heard about Wonder Woman though?
That's
I'm
true.
sure
But
there's conversations happening.
Cassidy, what do you think Disney's reaction would be to the Wonder Woman news? How would they strategically play that?
I mean, it's huge. The fact that like Wonder Woman is coming to HBO Max at no extra cost on December 25th is just like a big power play right there. And I feel like they have to have conversations about that on the Disney side now about Black Widow. And I don't understand why it's not part of the conversation around streaming. It doesn't make any sense. And they need to move the MCU forward. Like this is holding back a lot of other projects. So I feel like they're thinking about it, they're talking about it right now, and we might hear something different come December 10th or whatever the date is.
Kev?
I just think that like there's a lot of money that's gonna happen. Well, they could happen if Black Widow goes out in theaters when the world goes back to normal. But like when is that, you know?
When is that?
Yeah. Like but like if anyone could wait, probably Disney, right? Especially if they're doing like if we find out they're doing pretty good with Disney Plus. The last meeting they said that, right? Disney Plus so far.
Oh yeah,
You know?
yeah. We talked about it last week. They're doing great. I think the more interesting thing is that Disney Plus already had that Christmas spot with Soul, like that they're putting out their Pixar movie for free. And we talked about that last week, where it's like that's a huge deal, but it's also like it's not Black Widow. We all understand it's not Wonder Woman. We get that, right? But it's like I don't even if the December 10th thing happens to be Black Widow, I don't think it's December 25th. Like I think
that's next year.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They want to give Mando some breathing room, and then with Soul coming out, is that also Christmas Day? Soul.
Yes.
Yeah, I think they're gonna want to give those like breathing room. So if there's any conversations eventually with Black Widow, that'll be maybe spring.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean,
and
obviously,
WandaVision's January 15th.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
it's a great idea for them to release stuff on Christmas. There's like family traditions of people watching movies on Christmas, going to theaters on Christmas Day, all that stuff. So this is them kind of sliding into that. But in addition to that, people get new tech for Christmas. They get new TVs, they get new streaming devices, new iPads and stuff. So it's like people are downloading more apps on Christmas than they are other dates. So it's smart for them to have content there, especially tentpole content like Soul, but specifically Wonder Woman. This next story, Captain Marvel has officially started, Miss Marvel has officially started shooting, which is cool. We got our first couple like set pictures today that came out. Kev, I set this to assets. It's just some pictures of her dressed up as Captain Marvel, which is a fun little thing. She has like this helmet with a fake mohawk
cool.
on it.
I like the idea that she's wearing a Halloween costume.
That's adorable.
Yeah. The big fangirl energy. I love it. It's adorable.
Yeah, so I don't always love going into the like leaked set stuff, but this was one that I just thought was fun because like it kind of gives proof that the show is moving forward, and I think that it's kind of sooner than I would have expected, right? Like this kind of leads me to believe we're looking at like probably early 2022,
maybe, yeah. Like I feel like at this point we've almost with these images we've seen as much as we've seen of Loki. You know, so yeah, it's surprising of like
That's funny.
How much like they're already like going in on this. So
there's a lot of Loki stuff out there if you look for it, like similar to this. I'm saying,
okay,
but don't look for it.
Oh wait, no, she's climbing.
She needs help. I thought she was using him as a boost.
Yeah, it looks like she's stepping on his head.
Well, no, it looks like she maybe is on his hand, the one that's bent back.
He's a strong
That's such
boy.
a weird way to
That's
do
weird.
the
Yeah,
That's weird, yeah.
kids are dumb. You know what I mean?
Kids are dumb. Let me tell
Moving
you.
forward from this, Universal reaches deal with Canada's Cineplex, allowing for early VOD. This comes from Variety. Universal Filmed Entertainment Group has unveiled a multi-year agreement with Cineplex chain to shorten the theatrical window and bring movies more quickly to the home. The pact, which I like that they called it a pact, announced Friday, mirrors similar agreements that the studio reached on July 28th with AMC and on November 17th with Cinemark. Under the terms of the new agreement, Universal Pictures, Focus Features, and DreamWorks Animation can put new movies on premium VOD platforms in as few as 17 days. So this is very similar to the deals they had with the other major chains. Titles that generate at least $50 million in opening weekend ticket sales will have to play exclusively in theaters for 31 days or 5 full weekends before going to VOD. So this is where we're starting to get all these like ridiculously granular
Asterisks
things
and stuff. Yeah,
and that's what's gonna like quote unquote fuck us when it comes to the movies we actually want to see.
Right,
you know what I mean? Traditionally, new releases.
It's hard to keep track.
Remain in theaters for 75 to 90 days before they make the move to the $20 rental fee. The two companies are committed to creating a sustainable model for years to come. They added the full terms of the deal are confidential and are not being disclosed, but upcoming releases include The Croods, A New Age, Half Brothers, and All My Life, and Tom Hanks' historical drama News of the World with Carey Mulligan's Promising Young Woman coming on December 25th. That movie looks rad.
That trailer looks great.
But yeah, so this is good news. I like seeing the different companies work with theaters in a way that actually seems fruitful and protective of both sides. I know Universal had a lot of shit going on with them, and Universal being behind Fast 9, I need them to not fuck this up. So we'll see how this goes. But anyways, Monster Hunter had its release date changed. Again, it is now coming out on Christmas. So fine. With the push up for Monster Hunter and delays for Peter Rabbit and Fatherhood today, 2 of which being placed upon dates after Morbius, it is implied that Morbius is still currently sticking to its March 19th date. So get hyped, everybody. Let's go.
No, please, God, no.
God,
and then,
of all the things, like, why didn't
I
COVID
forgot that
kill
existed,
Morbius?
and now I'm like,
More Jared Leto.
no, less of him. Oh,
What?
God.
You don't like Jared Leto?
Jared Leto.
No, dude, the guy sucks. The guy sucks.
Yeah,
He takes like the
he
role
takes
so
and he takes and he
seriously.
never gives.
Yeah, no, he gives really weird things to his cast members and shit like that.
He
for
did
series.
that once.
I'm not gonna get into that conversation. Oh, he only did it once, so it's fine. No, that's such an ass backwards way to think about it. Nah, Jared Leto sucks. And it wasn't even a good fucking performance of the Joker, so it wasn't even worth it.
Hey man, they cut 40 minutes of that performance out, so we don't even know.
He was
and
basically
it probably
not in
needed.
that film,
I
yeah.
could not take another minute of that fucking performance.
Oh man,
There were more headlines and more marketing around him than there was actual footage of him in that film.
Oh, that is so true. Ladies and gentlemen, this episode of Kind of Funny Screencast is brought to you by Honey. Let me tell you all about Honey. These days, it feels like online shopping is the only shopping that we ever get to do. That's where today's sponsor, Honey, comes in. It's the free browser extension that scours the internet for promo codes and automatically tests them when you're checking out. It's great. It saves you money on pretty much anything you're buying, whether it's a site like Best Buy or a site like Etsy or a site with really dope dog beds. Like I just got a new bed for Moose, and I got to save 20% off. I didn't even need to do anything. Honey just found the coupon for me, and it applied it, and I'm saving that cash money, baby. Kevin saved so much money. Greg saved so much money. Kind of Funny saved so much money using Honey. It's so easy. All you got to do is install it once. Anytime you are using one of the over 30,000 supported shops, when you go to checkout, it just applies the best coupons, and you save money. It's that simple. Really, you don't need to do anything, and you're saving money. It's free. Just use it. You can get Honey for free today at joinhoney.com/morning. That's joinhoney.com/morning. Next up, shout out to HBO Max. We've been talking about how many amazing shows and movies and stuff are available there. You can check it out, and soon, Christmas, you'll be able to also watch Wonder Woman 1984. In true 2020 fashion, the holidays are going to look a little different this year. That's why we partnered with HBO Max to keep the spirit of togetherness alive with their library of feel-good films for the holiday season. There's a whole bunch of classic holiday movies over there right now. Holiday Affair, A Christmas Carol, The Family Stone, Last Christmas. All that stuff's there. There's also spooky stuff. If you want to keep up with Kind of Funny in review, oftentimes the movies we're covering are in HBO Max, including Annabelle Comes Home that we did a couple weeks ago. You can check out hbomax.com now to subscribe and check out all the stuff they have to offer. That's hbomax.com. And then finally, shout out to Manscaped. Support for Kind of Funny's morning shows comes from Manscaped, who's the best in men's below the belt grooming. Manscaped offers precision engineered tools for your family jewels. It's always one of my favorite ad reads to read because their copy is so ridiculous. Jingle balls to the walls, fellas. Listen up. Untrimmed pubes are a thing of the past with the Manscaped Perfect Package 3.0. This revolutionary company, Manscaped, has redesigned the electric trimmer. Their Lawnmower 3.0 has proprietary advanced skin-safe technology, so the trimmer cuts the right things on your nuts and not the wrong things. And that little difference, that key difference, goes a long way. A thing that they don't talk about enough, Kevin, that I want to tell you about right now. I love how soft this razor is. Like the handle. It's just like a nice ergonomics to it. That's all I'm going to say.
Comfortable to grab. I get it.
Do not use the same trimmer on your face as you're using on your balls. That's just nasty. We all know about that. The Perfect Package will also come with a pair of Manscaped boxers that'll keep your junk feeling fresh all day. It's the season to Manscaped. So get yourself, your dad, your brother, and your friends the best gift of all, the Manscaped Perfect Package 3.0. Get 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com/morning. Your balls will thank you. And whoever's balls you get this for will thank you as well. Hopefully that's not awkward. Go to manscaped.com/morning for 20% off with free shipping. Back to it. Let's talk about it, guys.
Really quick, Jared Leto peaked at Fight Club. I'm just gonna say it.
I didn't recognize him with the blonde hair for so long. Like I was much older when I was like, oh, it's Jared Leto.
Yeah.
What did you just say?
It was a big thing. In the
I said that was Jared Leto, and then my tongue went. So, but like, yeah, mock me, assholes.
Oh God.
Today we're talking about Mandalorian Season 2, Chapter 12, The Siege, directed by Carl Weathers. This one was 38 minutes of action-packed glory, baby. Another winner as far as I'm concerned.
He fucking, when it ended and it said directed by Carl Weathers, I was like, he nailed it. Last week I was like, hey, what do I want from this? And they gave me basically that. It wasn't like a recap, but they gave us more hints of like the overall
exactly
story.
What we predicted it would be too.
Thank God.
Like, everything we were talking about last week, it's exactly
The
what
thing I
saying.
predicted specifically was confirmed this week, and the doubters out there.
Wait, what was the thing you predicted?
That Baby Yoda is directly involved with trying to bring back Palpatine. Anyways, really quick.
I don't know that that was 100% confirmed.
I mean,
I mean, just some clone stuff going on.
Implied.
It was 99.9% confirmed, Kevin. I
Here's
don't
the
know
thing.
what else.
I'm still not like I wouldn't be shocked if when we get a little bit more that this is some Moff Gideon on his or what's his name? Did I say that right?
Moff Gideon.
Yeah.
Moff Gideon on his own, ruling his own thing, trying to like do something for himself.
They were trying to bring back the Emperor. Anyway, just really quick, I wanted to shout out Carl Weathers directing this episode because I was quite surprised. I've only known him to direct episodes of Scandal Makers, and I was impressed by this.
That's a good joke.
Thank you.
That's a good joke. It's a Arrested Development joke, guys. Watch the first 3 seasons, then turn it off. Then turn it off.
Yeah, turn it off.
But Barrett, to your point about the Palpatine thing, when it happened, I was like, oh my God, Barrett is so right. But I do think that there is a chance that it's a misdirection. I think that is entirely what they're presenting, and because like that thing looked like Snoke,
and
especially when you see the concept art in the end, like even more clearly, it's like oh, there's a bunch of them. This is trying to make us feel about what we saw in episode 9.
Like the scientist dude was talking about like they were
M counts.
Mandalorian. They didn't want to actually say Mandalorian in a live action Star Wars
because that's the kind of shit that pisses people off, like myself.
So like, they were directly talking about like using Baby Yoda's blood for these clones, whatever you want to call them. So
Dark Troopers.
Oh yeah, and the fucking the trooper armor at the end was like. It's interesting to see where they're going.
Yeah, like, are we gonna get some like Force Unleashed like stormtroopers that got force powers with like lightsabers with electricity sticks?
So that's my thing there to talk about misdirection is I'm more on your side than against it, where I do think that they are setting up the Emperor stuff, and I think that actually like it is what it is, guys. We have this. We're in this world. We have to commit these things.
Yeah, we have to connect everything because that's what Star Wars is.
Yeah, but with the reveal at the end of seeing the Death Troopers or whatever they are.
Yeah.
Are they droids? Are they people? Is it like Moff trying to create like a troop of Darth Vader type?
I think there's definitely both. Like there's like definitely this Emperor stuff, but like Moff Gideon is also up to something else.
I think is gonna end up happening is that Moff Gideon is trying to maybe make clone soldiers, but incorporating Baby Yoda's DNA so that they're force sensitive. So we're gonna have Dark Troopers are force sensitive stormtroopers, right? That we've seen in like
the thing is there's like currently multiple phases of Dark Troopers in canon, so it's hard to predict which direction they're going with this, but these appear to be phase 1. But like there's this source book for role playing that like is canon actually, and they're supposed to be like elite experimental stormtroopers that were part of this failed trooper program, Dark Trooper program. So I think that's where they're going with it. But yeah, my takeaway was that they were experimenting on these guys first, and that's what they're trying to do is like trying to make these experimental stormtroopers. Was my takeaway from it. But that I'm not disagreeing with the Snoke Palpatine theory as well.
People saying it has nothing to do like that was
trying something out here
in the show when like they focus on that one shot of like one of the people in the tubes, like that is straight up Palps.
Yeah, it's like, misdirection, Barrett. You know what I mean? A lot of people want to set things up, and then when they reveal it, you'll be like, "Oh, it was different than what I thought." No, this is a deeper
I don't know, man.
show than I thought.
Following this show, when we saw the Spurs as the tease, and it was like it's Boba Fett. It's like there's no way it's actually Boba Fett. It was fucking Boba Fett.
Yeah, it was Boba Fett.
That's true.
And that's what Filoni is kind of like known for doing.
Yeah. Usually, guys, if it's put in front of you, it is what it is.
Yep.
I got something fun for you. So remember last week we were talking about the episodes, and it's like who's directing what. Next week is directed by Dave Filoni.
Oh yeah.
And the episode's called The Jedi.
Yes,
let's
go.
Well,
let's go, baby. Really quick, so like I wrote down some notes specifically for like how this is leading into the next episode. Which really quick, like I was really impressed by this episode with Carl Weathers directing and those characters coming back, even with my feelings for some of the real life actors in the show. It had the makings of a filler episode that turned into like a decent setup episode, which I was just at the end of it, I was like kind of impressed with like how much I liked it. But But the thing that they were setting up at the end of like that alien that was working on Mando's ship and like looked at Mando weirdly at the very beginning of the episode, and I was like, there's something up with that boy, and then I totally forgot about it, and then they brought it back at the very end, and having like a tracker. So like my again. Trying to open my third eye here and trying to make a crazy prediction
like
I did.
Your two eyes to do that.
Yeah, you need to.
No, I get it.
Put
Yeah,
all of your energy into opening the third one.
Don't poke.
So if Gideon can track Mando and Mando is heading to Ahsoka, and if Sabine Wren is still with Ahsoka, could we get possibly like another like moment with Sabine and the Darksaber? That's all I want to put out there. We don't know. There's no guarantee that Sabine is. She's a Mandalorian.
Gotta watch Rebels.
Yeah, in Star Wars Rebels. Star Wars Rebels
much kid
is
stuff in there.
No,
it's just because it's a cartoon.
Let him talk.
Yeah, Star Wars Rebels is the best thing to happen under the Disney era. Second,
I mean, that's not like a big statement. You know what I mean?
Rogue it's not. But like Star Wars Rebels and
Rogue One,
the video game.
Rogue One. You're thinking Rogue One.
No,
Fallen
the
Order.
video game. Fallen Order.
Yeah,
Thank
Fallen
you. Rogue One is definitely low tier.
All right.
Yeah, she's a Mandalorian from Rebels who had the Darksaber for a bit and was the one who actually gave Bo-Katan the Darksaber to like have her be the leader of the Mandalorians.
Do you think there's a big fight that leads to them running away and then the hunt continues, right? And then it's going to be everyone comes to save Mando and the child. And then we have Sabine somehow get the sword back. Maybe they beat what's his face.
No, I
and
think
then she hands it over to.
It would be Bo-Katan getting the sword back.
Yeah, but it would
No,
still be
but
like
what I'm saying is Sabine gets it back,
to get
physically gets it back, and then gives it back to Bo-Katan.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Oh God,
Chastity, what was your take
I'd
on
like
this
to see
episode?
that. Sorry, say again?
What was your take on this episode?
I really liked it. I mean, obviously, this was such a side quest of an episode, but it still moved the story forward in a very significant way because we finally learn what they want the child for, and it's such a dark, nefarious reveal, and that's why they're trying to get him back, and they're just trying to use his blood and basically drain this poor little thing for their experiments. But yeah, so it was dark. It was full of good action. I liked a lot of the things that are just hidden within the episode. There was a statue of IG-11. I thought that was really cool.
So cool.
And they turned that place into a classroom, and it totally makes sense for a protocol droid to be a teacher. It's perfect. There's a lot of good Star Wars universe stuff in this episode that I really ate up and enjoyed. So I didn't mind so much that it was totally a side quest episode, but it still moved it forward in a very significant way.
Yeah, this one continued my love of this season so far, and I just think that every episode adds to the last in a way that I'm just this is so far and away better than season one, and everything and I needed season one to be as good as it is. Everything that they set up, I think they're really paying off, and they're moving a lot quicker. They're able to go from planet to planet, and it doesn't kind of feel we're just doing the same thing. Going back to these guys, I was it's been a while since we've seen you. I'm okay with this. And they used them so well. I feel this episode, and I feel I've said this last couple episodes, really kind of has given me at least a little bit of everything I like about this show. Amazing Baby Yoda moments in this.
We have so many to choose from for this week's Best
cute.
Baby Yoda moment.
We had, some characters that we enjoy coming back, seeing Carl Weathers. I like him. I like that he's kind of the grandpa to this little babe, right?
Yes.
And on top of that, we finally get some story developments that are big reveals, like Chastity's talking about. And sure, some of it are a little eye rolly, but it's at least we know, and at least it's not the show's aimless and not going anywhere. No, it's going somewhere clearly. And side quests are going to give us these little bits of lore that are building. But to me, the biggest thing this episode did was awesome action. The return of the Scout Trooper helmets, which are the coolest helmets in the history of Star Wars.
There's nothing cooler than Scout Troopers being on fucking speeders, man.
Period.
Yep.
That was so cool.
And then just exploding.
Yeah, because they're stupid
They
idiots.
died.
They're dispensable.
We saw a couple Scout Troopers die, and I was oh, it's not really showing them. And then we see some, and it's it shows you a lot more.
Yeah, totally. So I love that. And the two other things is a couple episodes ago, it might have been, 2 episodes ago, there was the use of the Resistance theme in the background when we saw Dave Filoni's character and the Kim's Convenience guy. And that a different version of it played again when he was talking to Cara Dune, trying to like recruit her. And I'm like, I love that they're building this where this very much is the gap between Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens that we really don't know too much about. And we're finally getting those like prongs out. But the number one thing for me was we finally got an actual honest to God, legit get hype fucking moment when Mando is in the Razor's Crest, going like flies up, does a quick 180 straight down, playing chicken, spinning with the TIE fighter at like dodging all the shots.
So good.
Goes through, and then just
really
the
good.
theme song, the Rocky version of the theme song starts playing. I was like, I just teared up. This was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like definitely some like highlight moments, and like to what you were speaking to before, Tim, of like so far this season is like miles better than the first season. That kind of feels like anything that Filoni is a part of with Star Wars is kind of his MO. Like the first season of Clone Wars, I remember taking me forever to get through just because it was very, it felt very aimless and stuff. But there were some things there that built to really cool things in the later seasons, and same with Rebels. Like Rebels, I feel like I had no idea where that show was going until like the last arc in that season. I was like, oh shit, like this is what they're building with now. And yeah, that seems like the classic Filoni move of like, all right, we're going to build up some things and it's going to be a slow roll, but like stick with me here because we're going to get to cool shit. And we're finally in the cool shit for Mando. And it's very, very exciting.
I have one question. The one of the mechanics was an alien. The other mechanic was a dude. Was he someone?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a cameo or anything?
Yeah, because like his face seemed really familiar. Him. All right, then never mind.
I didn't get any cameo notices for this. Oh, although the return of the blue guy from episode 1 of the show.
Yeah, Horatio.
He did much. He was
from
much
SNL.
He was much better now.
I think he was like about the same, but I think like after coming off of
Amy
Sedaris, it's like it wasn't as bad. So I want one of his quotes to be a meme now or a GIF. I need it. Is when he's like, like we won or like we did it, and then like all of them start chasing them, and like that's what starts like the big chase. And then he says, "I may have been premature." That needs to be a GIF or a meme. I don't know which one, but make it happen.
My favorite bit of him was when the stormtroopers were shooting before Kara ran over to the big transport ship, and he's just kind of like.
Ducking in and out.
Ducking him down. I was like looking like Nathan Drake in Uncharted.
But he's like shooting too, right?
No, for this bit, he was just dodging. He was just like looking.
No, he did shoot. He did shoot though. Yeah. Like he ducked and got up, and then he finally shot. Like he was like planning his shot out. And he landed some shots. I was actually pretty impressed.
Yeah. Really good. Just some tiny things I want to just shout out. Why are there macarons in space? I love that Baby Yoda used the Force
everywhere,
again.
You know?
How are macarons made?
Who doesn't love macarons?
I don't know.
Milk. How do you make
blue
a blue macaron?
Oh shit, dude! Tim, you're on it, man. You're on it.
Transparency. I totally made that up.
Yeah,
I don't think that's how you make macarons.
No, not at all. Very complex.
Blue milk macaron.
And then what else was there? I love when they're trying to like go to that little station to blow up the base. The blue guy points out like there's no guardrails, and it's like kind of like a tongue-in-cheek like pointing out of like from the OG series of like why are there no guardrails like where these people are walking.
Why is it constructed this way?
Yeah, like I loved that. I loved the there they are, blast them from the stormtroopers. Another like this. I think the second like classic stormtrooper line we've gotten this season. The other thing I have here is scout troopers are on speeders will never not be cool. And then there was something else that I wanted to shout out, but I forget where it is. At the end when like we're getting the updates on Moff Gideon and stuff, when they're introducing the ship that he's on, it like kind of recreates that New Hope shot where like they're going like under the ship and stuff. That was dope as hell. So I just wanted to shout that out as well.
Yeah, man. When that was happening, and right after the get hype moment of the ship fight, like this is Star Wars. Like we have a live action Star Wars show, and it's like I feel like in the beginning of season 1, it had that feeling of just like I can't believe this is real, but it was also kind of like, but okay, it's not what I really want it to be. And now I'm looking at this, I'm like, this is fucking Star Wars, and I'm in, man. I can't wait. Next week, the Jedi. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I'm really excited for this.
Oh my god, I can't. Like I'm nervous almost. Like I can only imagine how nervous Filoni must feel of like this is his character. And like she's getting her live action debut. This is going to be insane.
Yeah. Now
it's in the right hands. It's in the right hands.
A little thing that we need to talk about as a group. But next week is Friday after Thanksgiving, so technically we're not making content. Yeah. So it is optional. I'll be here. I'll be recording something somehow.
I'll be here.
But it is optional for everyone else.
Before we wrap up the show, of course, we have to talk about the best Baby Yoda moments. Y'all, we've got some meat to get through for Baby Yoda.
I feel like he's growing up real quick before our eyes. He's understanding
he's
some
50
things.
Years old, okay?
He's going to classes, you know?
The electrician scene.
So we got Yodelini helping to fix the ship, him drinking the soup right after that. Him in school just in general, him stealing the macarons, and I think there was one more. Oh, at the very end when he's got his arms up and he's just vibing. He's like, yeah. So we've got, I don't know which one's the best because they are honestly this was top tier Yodelini content.
Are we gonna have the vomiting one as its own thing where he just
oh yeah, where he just like throws up a little bit. I do want to shout out the electrician kind of scene because that was very Baby Groot-esque.
That's why
it was.
My vote would go to the hands up leading to the throw up because we had an awesome setup with great payoff, but the electrician thing was hilarious. But we've seen it before.
Yeah, we saw that exactly.
We've seen
Guardian.
Baby Groot vomit too. When they jump too many dimensions, Baby Groot just looks over, literally in the same exact way.
But it's more about we see the fun of Baby Yoda. Like it's the addition of all that, with that being the pin at the end of it.
But that's exactly what I'm saying. That when Baby Groot vomits, it was after they do the too many jumps and their faces are all wonky, and then we look over and Baby Groot is just like, blah.
Chastity, what say you?
I love when he was drinking soup. I think it's so cute. But I also love when he was vibing. So it's those two for me.
Shocking.
Oh man, I love it. I love it. A quick thing I want to say before we end the episode is chapter 9 through 12 soundtrack is on Spotify now. So and there's been some bangers. So that's really cool. Go check it out.
Are there some audio spoilers of like themes and stuff?
Well, no, this is chapter 12, right?
Yeah, so we're
gotcha.
Yeah. It does seem weird. Like 12 seems like a random number, but that's just how that works when there's 8 episode seasons. And then a real quick thing I want to say is the Lego Star Wars holiday special came out a couple days ago.
So early.
I watched it. You watched it too, Chastity?
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah.
It's cute.
It's fine. I'd say it's worth watching. It's like not the best thing, but like there's enough funny moments in it.
That's the vibe it gave me. It like I remember you sending me the trailer and I was like, this seems so trashy, but like the best kind of trashy where like I'm gonna enjoy it, but it's not gonna be anything significant.
It's weird because it's actually the vibe of the trailer I don't think is really the vibe of the thing. It begins and ends that way. It begins and ends as a holiday special. The core of this has nothing to do with that, and it's straight up just a time travel story.
Yeah, basically.
So Chastity,
fairly serious.
You're deep into the lore of Star Wars. The way they handle time travel in this, is it similar to how time travel is handled in Star Wars Rebels?
Oh. Time travel in Rebels?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, that's why when they were teasing.
It's just a fun plot device. It's just a really fun plot device.
Is it handled?
There are no rules to this whatsoever.
Is it handled well in Rebels?
Yeah, it's really cool, and that's why when people were predicting when what's his face Abrams was saying there was a new force power in Episode 9, and everybody was like time travel. It's like time travel's been done, y'all. Fucking keep up, motherfuckers.
But what was interesting, the time travel stuff in this was just goofy, but it allowed a lot of fun kind of meetings and pairings between people. But the reason I'm bringing this up at all is that the whole core of it is less about the holidays, and it's more about the fact that Rey takes on Finn as an apprentice. And it's like, that's like the whole story is her trying to learn to be a better Jedi Master.
You think it's canon?
But that's my thing is like, there are elements about this that are clearly like
canon.
Yeah. Like when they eventually have stories after it somewhere, it's like, yeah, I think that this is based on something real. A lot of goofy shit happens that's not canon, but like the idea of it, I think is, and you guys should watch it. It has some fun moments that I don't want to spoil because like they're fun little goofy things.
I'll definitely check it out.
But
I'm in the mood for some fun
it's
vibes. Yeah.
It's like 30 minutes.
And it's only like 47 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
cool.
really short.
It's not long at all.
Also, wait, one last thing before we end. Shout out to like these episodes being nice and tight. You know what I mean? Short.
Yeah.
Like they don't have to be, super long. I like that.
Yep, I totally agree. This has been the Kind of Funny Screencast. Thank you all for joining us here. Chastity, thank you for joining us once again. Where can people find you?
Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at chastity_v, and I've got all the Mandalorian videos about Easter eggs that you could want on GameSpot Universe, youtube.com/GameSpot Universe. Another one going up later today.
Fantastic. Go check it out. Show it some love. Till next time, I love you guys. Bye.